Welcome to Season 3 of the Craft Beer Connoisseurs podcast. I'm Brett. If you're new to the podcast, we are three friends and a producer who like to showcase craft breweries and their beers. Also, we like to end every episode with a short conversation on a variety of different topics. If you're not new to the podcast, well, you know what to expect. The three connoisseurs haven't changed, and the producers are always a wild card. Whether you're new or returning, please feel free to listen to all of our previous content. And remember to follow us on Instagram at Craft Beer Cons, send a friend request on Untapped, or subscribe on YouTube at Craft Beer Connoisseurs. Also, drop a comment, like, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcast. Now, for today's episode. Welcome to the Craft Beer Connoisseurs. I'm Brett.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tyler. And along with us today is Producer Cory.
Hey, welcome, Cory.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going over there?
Cory.
You're doing well?
I think he's doing good. Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. So in today's episode, we're going to be reviewing River Run Brewing out of Sarnia, Ontario.
We are. We're going to be reviewing them.
We will.
This is true.
We're going to have
These
two
are
beers.
facts that are happening.
2 beers on the episode, which we generally do. The first one is River Run, which is a blonde ale, which seems appropriate, right?
Yeah, I think that's their main beer, right?
I think so. And the second is Nutbuster, which is a peanut butter porter.
Doesn't that sound interesting?
Does.
Yes. And to finish off the episode, we're going to talk about our favorite chocolate bars and candy. River Run Brewing is located within the Tin Fiddler Brew Pub at 146 Christina Street in downtown Sarnia. The brewing restaurant space opened in July of 2019.
I feel like you're verbally sprinting. Like as soon as we came back,
He's running.
Yeah, running.
you were right down that river.
running.
Off
Yeah.
and running.
Right? We said the river.
God, you were gone.
Yeah. It's the fastest I've ever ran.
Yeah, honestly, I was like, oh man, take a breath.
Well, River Run, maybe I'll go slower for you guys.
Yeah, take your time.
I'll do
Please,
a jog.
take your time.
A jog, maybe. So River Run Brewery is spearheaded by John Tidball, and they have a 4,000 square foot basement within the Tin Fiddler Brew Pub, where all the magic, or beer creation, is made. So River Run was started by home brewing, not a surprise there.
Nope.
On porches, in garages, and on a boat in the middle of Lake Huron.
Fresh water.
Yeah, there you go. Hopefully
water you can get.
they weren't using that lake water. Maybe that last one isn't true, but wouldn't that be cool if they were doing that?
Could be.
I think so.
I think that would be pretty
Making
cool.
beer in the middle of a lake?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't know. I've been in a lake, especially Lake Huron before. I don't know.
Have you made beer in Lake Huron?
No.
Try it.
I made pee-pee in Lake Huron.
What?
Hopefully as a child.
This is what I'm saying, though. Like,
This was just last week.
I wish
Actually, it might have been on your trip down to Sarnia.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Oh, man. So obviously that hobby of home brewing took over, and River Run has been a staple in downtown Sarnia for the last 4 years now.
Yeah. So the inspiration came from exploring different craft breweries around Ontario, which is similar to things that we've done, guys.
It is.
We have explored a few of them.
A couple, yes.
Yeah.
Now, the opportunity to partner with Tin Fiddler to restore a historic downtown Sarnia building helped the team kind of foray into what it is today. What is it today?
Well, it's a brewery and a brew pub.
Yeah. So, has anybody been before?
So here's the thing.
Okay, here's the thing.
Tell us the thing.
When we're connecting with different breweries, and they say, "Hey, come on by." If they happen to be in Sarnia, I just don't come.
That is true.
Yeah, what's this hate that you have for Sarnia?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's just too far out of the way, I guess. Maybe I'm just afraid of running into your little pee-pee in Lake Huron. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Sarnia isn't even
It's
on
not
Lake
even
Huron.
on Lake That's why I couldn't understand. I was like, it's not the water there, but that's okay.
But you did go to Sarnia once.
Yeah, I went once, yeah.
Yeah, at least once.
That's probably why I haven't gone back since.
Yeah. I know. They probably kicked you out after that time that you were there.
Yes.
That could be it.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a sign. It says, "Welcome to Sarnia. No Brett Pfeiffer allowed."
This is correct. It also says Bridge to the USA.
And St. Clair River.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also Point Edward, I believe. There might be a sign
Not
for
Lake
that.
Huron.
Contrary.
So Tyler, you and we have been to
go.
River Run.
We did go.
And the Tin Fiddler, which is basically the same thing.
So before we kind of begin, I do want to thank you for driving. You
Yes,
you
no
drove.
problem.
I do appreciate that. We came up on it and we're like, oh, well, we'll just park in this parking lot. And then we made our way around the parking lot, did a couple little circles, and said, you know what, street parking is where it's at.
Yeah, there were no spots in that lot.
Did you do a couple donuts?
No.
I should have.
Not in the cruise. No.
Not the cruise. If you had the SUV, the family SUV, though, bam.
Yeah, you better believe it.
Hey, you got a new vehicle too.
Not yet.
Not yet.
On the way.
Okay, well, we'll look forward to that.
Did you get yourself a minivan?
No. No.
I can only imagine you in a minivan. Be great.
So we came up on the restaurant, noticed the restaurant first, because there's not a whole lot of signage.
No, there's not for the brewery itself.
For the brewery portion of it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there is some, but it's not kind of like in your face, right? They're obviously Tin Fiddler is the mainstay of what they're promoting from an outside kind of aesthetic look.
Yeah, so basically, Tin Fiddler serves the only beer that they serve, from what we could tell at least on draft, anyways, is River Run beer, and then River Run.
They did have a guest tap as well, which was the cider.
Right, they had a cider as well. Yeah, and then in the basement, which we could not go to because there was no one there in the basement during the day that we were there. But that's, as I mentioned, where they do all the brewing. So we didn't get to see all the brewing equipment, but it's underneath the restaurant. And it's kind of, a little bit similar in a sense to Broken Stick, like how when we were there, it's the golf course, it's the restaurant, and then they also serve beer that's brewed on site. Mm-hmm. It's kind of that same concept, except no golf course.
Yeah. Yeah. In downtown.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's not like it at all. Good experience, though.
Yeah.
Went in, server was fantastic, got our beers that were put aside, went down to the basement and picked those up for us, but we could not follow,
Right.
which was fine. And good service. Now, let's talk about the aesthetic of it. What did it look like inside? Do you want to jump into that, and then I'll kind of
you could tell that it was an older building that they had rehabilitated and turned into the restaurant. It was quite cool how they had their taps set up. So it was
so cool.
An old piano, and then the taps were kind of running through, and then the handles were at the top of the piano.
Yeah,
I see what you did there, running through. Smart.
Yeah, it was really smart.
Yeah. Thanks. Like a river?
Yeah. The bar itself was like copper plated top on it, which was nice.
Yeah.
Very good aesthetic. Again, kind of that old timey kind of vibe. Limited seating, some booths, good amount of seating at the bar. And then the way that they showcase their beers above that the tap there, the piano, really well done. One complaint we did have though.
Yeah, no foot rail at the bar. Yeah,
I mean, just to kind of give it that full, the vibe of it, as well as you noticed it too. And there's a height discrepancy between the two of us.
Yeah,
big time.
Well, I wouldn't say big
not
time.
big
It's
time.
decent, but
6 inches.
we're both sitting on the stools there, and that's one thing that we noticed is like there was no foot rail, which
little dangly feet
would be a nice little feature there.
Yeah.
So
small complaint.
Get a foot rail in there.
Yeah. Also, Cory, you've not been either, have you? No.
That's a classic.
Producer Cory and myself were busy not being in Sarnia that day.
Yeah. Fair enough. Good vibe to it though. I enjoyed it, and it wasn't overly busy when we were there, so we could sit down and have a couple pints, which we'll get to in a little bit here.
Yeah.
But we do have pictures of it, and we'll post those on our Instagram. So you can.
Yes.
Absolutely, we will.
So River Run, when they started, they used glass stubby bottles.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which, you like to see the appearance of those every now and then. They did get a canning line with that beginning in August of 2022.
Right.
They were also able to hire their first employee last year, who was a recent graduate of the Niagara College Brewmaster Program.
Oh, again, what a surprise.
Never heard of that before. Amazing.
I will say this episode has kind of been in the making for a while. Like, we've been in touch with River Run for quite some time now, and they were, at that time, they weren't able to ship us the glass stubby bottles. That would have been quite expensive for them. And then I guess there were some issues with being able to ship them to us once they went into cans. So we had a free day, so we went down to Sarnia and picked them up. It's not too far away. It was just over an hour maybe.
Yeah, and that's one thing to mention too is, again, picking up River Run beers or getting them delivered and shipping and all that. I think some of these the logistics of this still need to be worked out.
Yeah.
But again, it was a good little jaunt down there for us.
Yeah, because I don't believe that they do ship their beers right now.
No, it is literally just you have to go to Sarnia, you have to go there to get the beers.
Yeah.
And we did that.
Yes. And speaking of beers, they have created 26 of them with an average rating of 3.61 out of 5. Tyler and Chris, obviously you've had a couple of them, Producer Cory and myself. Well, we'll change that in about 12 minutes. Tyler, which ones have you had?
Yeah, so the Very Good beer, it was very good.
There you go.
And do you want to talk about the other one, Chris?
Yeah, we each had it was called Here We Go, which was a cream ale. It was a mango cream ale, actually. And I gave it a 3.75. Tyler, you gave it a 4. I actually emptied the keg with it, and then you got it, Tyler, first glass from the new keg.
Yeah, so we actually used that as a kind of a judging platform to see what the end of the keg would be like towards the new keg. So the Very Good beer, I did give it a 3.75. So in my opinion, the two beers I had were above the average for those 26. But that Here We Go, that mango, you could maybe speak to like the difference between the end of the keg and the new keg. But
yeah,
I felt like it had a decent amount of mango in it with the newer keg. Presumably you tasted something similar.
Yeah, I think it had. So I did have a little sippy poo poo out of yours as well to kind of taste the difference. And it was, I would say, more mango out of the new keg. Not like crazy amount, but definitely,
enough.
A subtle difference.
Yeah, definitely enough that you could tell it was there.
Okay.
Which is good. I'm glad that you could do that.
Yeah. Perfect. The hours for River Run and the Tin Fiddler Brew Pub is Tuesday to Sunday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m.
There you go. Well, that's it for the brewery talk. We're going to link to their information on our social media, as always.
And let's run on to the first beer. Wow, that was a big run.
You just got out of your chair and went to the kitchen.
Yeah, but I went very fast.
Oh, that's fast. Okay. Well, now we know what the standard is.
Yep, exactly. They used to call me Usain Bolt.
No, they didn't.
What was that?
They called you Usain. You lost all your bolts.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so big thank you to Ben from River Run for supplying the beers on today's episode, as well as whoever the bartender was that went downstairs to get them, and putting up with Tyler and Chris.
Yeah, thank you everybody for doing everything. Something to do. Slow down, Bite. Slow her down.
You want me to go more of like Chris's speed?
No, just take a breath.
The first beer is River Run, which is a blonde.
Yes.
Good.
4.2% ABV, 12 IBUs.
Very good. Good job.
Thank you.
River Run Blonde is labeled as a refreshing and easy drinking golden toned ale with subtle sweetness. We'll decide that.
We will see if that is the case or not. So, as always, you can follow us on Instagram at Craft Beer Cons and on Untapped at Craft Beer Connoisseurs. And the rating for River Run Blonde is 3.52 out of 5. Looks like Cory forgot the number of check-ins.
Cory.
Yeah, you know.
Well, Cory does that.
That's Cory for you.
You know what? I'm a little warm, and I need to be cooled down.
A little toasty in here. I've been hearing some complaints from the audience in the room here.
Some complaints.
That
wait, there's an audience?
Yes.
Yeah. Live studio audience.
Of one.
Yeah.
But still, there's an audience.
One but mighty.
Yes.
All right, let's grab our cans and grab our glasses. And let's open her up. Very good. Very good. Very good. And the pour. Let's see how this goes. Should be all right. Nobody should be making any messes today on this.
I hope not. So, speaking of the pour, we are pouring this into our pint glass. So, make sure to use your proper glassware.
I thought you were going to go into like some Robin Hood kind of story. Speaking of the pour, let me tell you something. Politics, am I right? All right, Chris, whatever you say.
No.
Good pours, fellas.
Yes, actually, that was probably one of our smoothest pours we've had in a long time.
For sure this season, I'd say.
Yes, definitely is not when we have Trevor here with that, whatever that one was.
Yeah, the smooth.
Yeah, smooth, yeah.
What do you guys see in your beers? What are you guys getting here?
It looks golden.
Yeah.
It is. It's a nice kind of Honeycrisp golden
Yes,
color.
Honeycrisp golden.
I would go with.
I'm thinking it's just going to be, as described, right?
A nice, compact, fluffy head on it, with a nice kind of vigorous pour from all of us. I think we all got about an inch and a half of head as it slowly subdues, but very, very nice head on it.
Smells like there might be a little bit of sweetness in there, as they alluded to in the description there. So hopefully we can get to tasting very shortly, so we can figure it out.
Yeah, it smells really refreshing.
Smells nice.
It really does smell
like
refreshing.
Frothy head too.
Yeah,
Almost like you would have this one on a beach, perhaps, or near a river,
perhaps.
right? According to the can.
So we do have some information from Cory on this. 5 out of 5s. There were 2 5 out of 5s.
There we go. That's good. That's good information to have.
And now some more information is coming in. 185 total check-ins. Cory, you forgot to type that. Maybe it's because of heat exhaustion. Tough to say.
It's true.
Tough to say.
He needs to start sipping on this beer.
And he should. Right after we do. Cory, if you could fill the space talking, that'd be great. The three of us will dive into this beautiful beer. Go ahead, guys.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Brett's first out of the gate. That big sprint speed.
Did I have a false start?
No.
No.
You're
We're not having a
You're
second
all
back
right.
here.
Whatever you say, and you're
Are you a sprinter or a long distance runner?
You're doing all right.
Have you seen my body shape? Sprinter.
I mean, I don't want to be rude, but I don't know that your body shape would say either.
Yeah.
Once the train gets it moving, it can go, but only for a short period of time.
So what are you guys tasting? I'm tasting a beer.
Yeah,
That's good. That's good that you're tasting that.
Yeah.
it is nice. You can definitely taste the malt comes through a bit malty, a bit bready, kind of. And then they did mention a touch of sweetness. There is definitely a touch of sweetness on the end there.
Yeah, this is definitely one that I could probably have more than one of in a sitting, for sure.
Yeah. No, it's I don't know if the sweetness for me is kind of throughout. Like I get the malty right up front, but then sweetness kind of kicks in and kind of takes it through the rest of the race course, if you will.
I think it drinks nice and light too. Like it's not going to be one of those ones that's going to hit the old gut rot, right?
The old gut rot.
Hey,
Yeah.
you get that from sours at our ages. You don't get gut rot when you have a sour these days?
Yeah.
No,
Sometimes. Are you having a sour?
no, I'm not. I'm just saying.
Okay. I'm like, where's the correlation here?
I'm saying that this beer is not going to give you that compared to a sour.
Oh, the comparisons to a beer that we're not having. Okay, yeah, no, it totally makes sense.
Well,
God.
and speaking of sprinting, like you could sprint through this beer really quickly and just get rid of it really quick.
That you could.
Jeez, these guys, the insight that you've got. Brett, why don't you talk about the can for a bit and see how well we can
I will.
get mosey on this.
So this looks like a nice view of the sun from the river, or lake, if you want to say, with, I believe it's called, is it Ambassador Bridge? Or is that the one in Detroit? And
That's Detroit and Windsor.
Yeah.
what's the one in Port Huron and Sarnia?
Oh, what was that one
I
called?
mean, you guys know you were there. I was not, so.
No, it's not the Peace
Peace
Bridge.
Bridge,
That's
Niagara
in
Falls.
Niagara
That's
Falls.
Niagara Falls. You really should know this, shouldn't we? You guys are, people that go to Sarnia a lot, so.
You know what we should do is we should have Cory do the research. Cory, figure it out.
Also does have the nice river run in the water as well.
The river is running, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. No, like the.
Oh, the words.
the words.
The words, yes.
Oh, very good. Some people out there, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
On tubes, maybe?
It's a very attractive can, that's for sure. Definitely.
My guess would be this is not the river that runs through Sarnia.
Blue Water Bridge.
Blue Water.
Bingo bango, makes sense. Blue water out that way. Okay.
We know more about bridges now than we did 2 minutes ago. Look, that's cool.
And who says we're just a beer podcast? You
Right?
know what? We're educational. You know?
Absolutely.
All right, let's talk about the top 5 flavor profiles. Who's got the most in their glass? I'm going to say it's me, so I'm not going to do it.
Okay, I'll do it.
Okay.
So number 1 is light.
Sorry, I'm consuming.
Oh, right. So I'll just do the whole thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well.
No, it's light.
Yeah,
It's
definitely number 1
It's
for
a
me.
light beer, but it's not overly light. You know what I mean? Like, because it doesn't lack flavor.
Right.
So sometimes you might think like a light beer might lack flavor. This doesn't, right? It's really held up by those malts.
Yeah, light in body and like in, kind of, heaviness, if you will. Or obviously.
Light and heaviness. Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
And also light in ABV.
Yes, because it is only 4.2.
That's right. So number 2 is sweet.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
I agree.
So
Call
far,
her
1
Caroline.
and 2 are lining up.
Bang on. How about number 3, which is malty?
Oh, that's a 3 for 3.
3 for
I
3.
would say so, yeah. But not overly malty. Like it's a nice amount of malt, I would say.
Yeah. I think it's pleasant.
Number 4 might have an offer on this one. Rich.
Yeah, it's not rich. That's for sure.
It's quite odd because rich is kind of the opposite of light. So it's quite strange.
Now, going back to my comment, though, I think that this might be where some of the untapped users are coming from, though, is that it's light, but it's not light in flavor. And so that's maybe where they're coming with the rich aspect of it, which I don't know if I'd consider rich because we can define what we're tasting. You know what I mean? Like we can pinpoint and say, okay, we know this is malty. We know that there's sweetness from it.
Yeah, for sure. So the 5th one, I'm not getting this at all, so it'd be interesting to hear what you guys have to say because we haven't mentioned it yet, is banana.
I am also not getting that banana out of this.
I would concur. And Cory, any banana? No.
Nope.
No banana from Cory.
No bananas.
But he does think it is crushable. Maybe has some breadiness involved with it, which I do agree with that comment.
Yeah.
That it's refreshing. That I definitely agree with.
for
It's
sure.
very refreshing beer. And subtle. Just one of those things, there's nothing really, jumping out at you. It's all just kind of there, which is quite nice.
Yeah. So I'm I think now further than the both you on this.
Oh, wow.
Not like it's a race.
Sounds like it.
Thanks. No, but what I wanted to say is that like it's held the same flavor profile throughout. There hasn't been any changes or any kind of discrepancies. So
Yeah. I will say this is a good beer for them to have as like their main staple beer. Like this is probably bringing a lot of people back for more.
Yeah.
Sure.
And if they ever got to the point of putting a beer in the LCBOs, I think this would be the one that they would go with.
yeah, for sure. Cory did point out on his glass there is some decent lacing.
Yes.
So again, depends how fast you're drinking it because I don't have a lot.
And I believe he is almost done.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big drinker. He likes to drink fast, right? He's got a lot of races to go to. Anyway, so in terms of Untapped, there are people who have reviewed this beer. And Tyler, you had the first one?
Yeah, I got Skylar M. Handle beer physicist. Interesting. It's kind of a cool handle.
Yeah.
The comment is as follows. Very refreshing and smooth, bready and a hint of lemon, slightly minty with light bitterness. 3.20 out of 5. So we see the 3.2. So the beer physicist obviously has the
Premium.
The premium Untapped.
He's got some cash.
Got some cash money.
She has some cash.
Yeah. He's gonna,
Oh, she. Okay. My apologies.
Or they.
I'm not getting mint or lemon really, so
No.
that's interesting.
But, I mean, if one of those flavors were kind of thrown involved in this, it'd be interesting to see where that would take this beer.
I think lemon would be nice actually in it. So the next one comes from Jeff C. Jeff Coatsworth is the handle, and Jeff said sweet malt nose, light-bodied ale, and Jeff gave it a 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I mean, very straightforward. To the point.
Yep.
All right. So why don't I get our rating started? Perhaps. if
Why
guys
don't
are-
you?
You know what?
okay with that?
Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. I'm gonna give this a 4. Actually, I'm gonna give it a 4. It's very, very crushable. It is what it says it is. It's got some good flavor throughout.
Yeah, I was in between 4 and 3.75,
Same
but
here.
I think I'm gonna actually go down to 3.75.
Okay. Yeah, I was doing the same kind of limbo between both
Yeah.
of them, but comparatively between some of the other beers like this, I was like, you know what? Let's move it up a bit.
For me, I was doing a limbo between 3.5 and 3.75. I think just for the crushableness of it, I'm going to give it a 3.75. Producer Cory, 3.25. So a little bit lower. But, a decent rating for sure.
Yeah. All right, the math is coming in, and that's going to give us an overall score of 3.6875, which will round up to 3.2 or 3.75. There we go.
Yes, Brett was very emphatic about that roundup.
Yeah,
there.
Caught me off guard.
I pointed up.
Yeah, it's really
Saying that we were going to round up.
really scary.
Just made sense.
All right. Well, why don't we run on to beer number 2? The second beer we're going to have today is Nut Buster, which is a porter. Comes in at 6.3% ABV with 25 IBUs.
Okay.
Brett, tell us about the Nut Buster.
Yes, so it is a chocolate peanut butter porter packed with both the flavor and aroma of a peanut butter cup. Which brand? I do not know.
I could guess.
Probably take a good shot at it, but maybe Reese's, maybe President's Choice. I don't know if they make peanut butter cups.
They do.
Oh, there you go.
They do.
No name?
Yeah, no name. There could be a lot of peanut butter cups out there. We don't know which ones were used in this, but let's go with Reese's just for research purposes.
Did they throw some into this?
Maybe.
Okay, well, you said we don't know which one is in this, so I didn't know if they threw as some little adjuncts or if we're just rocking.
I haven't
with
opened
flavor.
the can yet and seen the pour to see.
Okay,
Right?
okay.
And it's just going to pour it out, and all of a sudden, just one boom. Peanut butter cup.
One, boom. All right.
They just put like one at the bottom of the can.
Right?
It just sits there,
Yeah.
just festering.
If you age it,
in a normal porter, just festers there the whole time. Yikes.
Let's hope that's not happening.
Yeah, all right. Well, on Untappd, the Nut Buster has 188 check-ins with an average overall of 4 out of 5.
So people like this beer.
good ratings.
People like this beer. And it's evident because out of the 5 out of 5s, there are 11.
11 fives out of 188 check-ins.
Yeah, you want to run that math?
Nope, I don't.
Okay, fine. All right, so I'm interested to get into this. I don't know about you, fellas.
I am.
All right,
Yeah, I mean, we can get into it.
that's good. So let's grab our cans. Let's grab our glasses. And let's open her up. Oh, that is nice. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
Watch what you're doing,
I'm
Tyler.
telling you, man. I'm telling you.
Watch
Those
the
those
glassware.
microphones come out of nowhere, let me tell you.
I know. You know about that.
That I do. I do. And just so you know, I have not hit the microphone yet this episode.
That's true.
You're going to
So-
jinx yourself.
Yes.
This is
Oh, boy, am I smelling peanut butter.
So before we're talking about what we smell, we are drinking this out of a nonic pint today, so make sure to use your proper glassware.
Yeah, that is some peanut butter there.
You want to talk about the color there, Brett? Can you get that?
I can get the color for you there. Dark.
It is dark.
It's very, very dark.
So, Brett, I believe you've mentioned on previous episodes that you don't like nuts.
This is correct. I do not like nuts, and I do not like peanut butter.
Well, peanut butter is from a nut, so that makes sense.
I also don't like nuts busted. I don't like anything to do with nuts.
No?
Anything like that.
Wow. Yeah, no, fair enough. We'll see how this kind of goes then for you. What are you guys thinking about the smell? So you did mention that there is some peanut butter.
It definitely smells like peanut butter, for sure.
Yeah, not as much chocolate as maybe I was anticipating, but definitely the peanuts, and it's not necessarily peanut butter scent coming through,
Yeah.
but definitely peanuts coming through.
No, I toss this out there.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys are getting it too, but I'm almost kind of getting wafer with it too. Like I'm getting like a chocolate peanut butter, but mainly peanut butter wafer.
Yeah, you know those like long wafer
The wafer cookies? That's
Yeah.
what I'm getting.
Yeah.
Cory says,
He is adamant. Like he's got
like almost got words.
he's wanting to go to the variety store just to grab some of those quite quickly.
Yeah. So it was good, but that's what I'm kind of getting is like it's wafer cookie.
Yeah, I totally get that.
With the peanut butter.
And I feel like we're gonna get a lot of chocolate on that taste, though.
I hope so.
But I
like
think we're gonna get on taste.
I'm gonna be honest. This smells really good.
It does.
I want to drink it. So I'm going to do that, but the head on this.
No, we're just gonna look at it for 6 minutes and not do anything with it.
The head on it, I poured it with some good head, so I want to get a little bit of that head as well in my sip. We did leave these out a little bit before.
We did.
So we took them out of the fridge and let them sit, as you should. Without further ado, I'm going to start drinking. So the heck with you.
Yeah,
Okay.
you go ahead.
Yep.
Brett, you go ahead too.
I will.
Yeah, I'd like to see how you swallow this nut buster.
Okay. Not too bad, I don't think.
Yeah, no, not bad. Not bad. Again, I'm not a huge peanut butter fan, so I'm, let's just say, tolerating this for sure. The chocolate does provide enough coating, let's say, to kind of take away from the taste of the peanut butter.
Yeah, that's good actually.
What do you mean, actually?
Well, because I don't know.
Okay.
It is a good beer. The chocolate definitely comes through a lot more on the flavor than it did on the nose, which is nice. And it's almost like a dark chocolate flavor rather than a milk chocolate.
Yep.
It is very much so, and you just let it sit, right? And like this is a slow sipping kind of beer. I feel like you don't want to slam this. Take your time with her, let it warm up, and that chocolate becomes more and more evident the longer it kind of sits in your palate.
This beer is so flavorful. Like there's a lot going on in here.
It's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely, if you let it sit in your mouth there towards the end, that chocolate just goes down so rich and smooth.
I concur.
I'm liking this more than I thought I was going to.
There you go.
Because anything peanut butter, I kind of like balk at a little bit. But this one,
Yeah, you haven't mentioned it before, so I'm kind of
I don't know if you're getting this, but I do not like.
Like you're worse than me in Asian trips.
I don't know about that.
Just so you know, I will have a PowerPoint presentation on my dislike this with peanut butter.
There you go. But no, I think you're right. I want to enjoy more of this, so I'm going to. Brett, why don't you start us off with the top 5 flavor profiles, perhaps?
Yes.
Or before that, do you want to talk can art?
I do want to talk can art.
You talk can art,
I
and then
will.
we'll roll into the
Exactly.
5 flavor profiles.
So
great.
this looks like a leopard having a chocolate and peanut butter bath. Really, just like a leopard rolling in chocolate and peanut butter. Like I don't know what kind of
Disney have.
I don't know what
you're
I don't
watching.
know what Disney show this is coming from, but definitely nuts being busted there. I guess I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
So Cory has some information here
oh, that's good.
that I also agree with. So we kind of collaborated off the side as you were talking about the can art there. Do you want to mention it?
Yeah, sorry. Producer Cory was just kind of going off topic there for some random reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Anyway, nice campfire beer,
Yeah.
right?
It would be.
Solid campfire
Maybe
beer.
pair it with s'mores.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
Yes,
I do
would
like
do that.
s'mores. S'mores I can get into.
Well, there's no
S'more
nuts
what?
in s'mores.
Exactly why I like it. Thank you.
S'more what?
S'mores.
S'more what though?
What the heck are you trying to do?
Oh my goodness! It's a
S'more of this beer.
there you go. No,
But it's not a s'mores beer.
Have you watched a baseball movie called The Sandlot before?
I have, and I need to catch up on that.
I
because
guess
haven't
you
watched it
got
in
to
a while.
rewatch again.
Yeah, I need
they
to
talk
rewatch it
about.
for
They
sure.
do have a whole bit on s'mores. But yeah, I think this would pair very nicely with this. I'm a little frustrated. I'm going to say this maybe before the flavor profiles and before we start doing the ratings. That this we have to actually drive there to pick up.
So you're saying if it was LCBO or bottle shops, etc., you would be.
It's just one of those things that like as we start looking into it, I wish we would have had more of these for those campfires that are coming up
I
this summer.
feel
Right?
some high ratings coming on.
Maybe not.
Gonna see.
I guess you have to go camping in Sarnia.
Whoop whoop. All right,
Yeah.
Brett.
Okay.
Hit us with the 5.
So number 1, peanut butter.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I would not put
chocolate?
that number one.
Yeah, I would go chocolate.
I flip them around a little bit.
Yep. Number 2, smooth.
Yeah, this is smooth.
This beer goes down.
It is
very smooth.
but I think there's a better word I would use.
And what is that?
I will get there in a second.
Gotcha. Number 3, chocolate.
Yep. I think that's my number one.
Yep. So where do you put kind of peanut butter? Because obviously you said, when peanut butter came through, we said chocolate. Now number 3 is chocolate. We said chocolate. Where's peanut butter kind of go in your top 5?
Thanks for that play-by-play.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 or 4.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'd go probably chocolate, peanut butter, and then something coming up.
Okay. Number 4, rich.
Yeah, this is rich. That's kind of what I was getting at when I said there's so much flavor in it. Like, it's quite a rich beer.
It almost like this is tasting like liquid chocolate.
Yes.
With a little bit of peanut butter in it.
Yes, I would agree.
And number 5, creamy.
Yeah, it does
Yeah, I
have
think
that
it's creamy.
creaminess for sure.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? Producer Cory coming in here. It's a little roasty on the back end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm getting. Dark, obviously. Mouthfeel, obviously coming from that smoothness as well.
So the word I would have used would have been that creaminess.
Okay.
Like I'm getting again that creamy, rich feel for it. But it's interesting, right? Because all 5 of these, I think, play a very important role in here.
Absolutely.
And
yes.
we usually talk like you don't have to use all 5. You could go less. In this instance, I would almost go more.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Just something that I would use. I think the roasty is great. I think dark. I think mouthfeel is again plays into that smooth creaminess. Like I almost feel like I've got like there. It's sticking. It's hard to do a podcast with a beer like this.
Yeah.
Because it creates that kind of saliva in your mouth where it's hard to get those like the alliteration, right?
The beer itself is telling you a novel, if you will.
Yeah, it's just
Many chapters involved with it. Right?
Yeah, I can't pronounce my words because I'm like stuck on this creaminess of it.
It's like when you eat. Well, Brett, you probably don't do this.
When you eat nuts.
When you
I was
eat,
gonna say I eat a lot, so I can't say that.
no, when you eat peanut butter off a spoon.
Yeah.
And it's like in your mouth and
Tacky
you can't
almost,
talk. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's like the 3rd most disgusting thing there is in the world.
Offline, we want to hear 1 and 2.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, that's good. We hear a little bit of that. You won't hear about 1 and 2 in the disgusting list for Brett. But thoughts from untapped users. What do we got?
All right, so the first one comes from Jack V, and his handle is Jack Vandyby. He stated, first porter I very much rather enjoy. Dark lace, peanut butter, but more of a Kit Kat coffee crisp taste. Very smooth. Give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I would go with that. I'd say peanut butter Kit Kat.
Yeah, and that's that wafer kind of
That's
coming
that wafer.
in.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
So the next one comes from Byron G. BRon89 is Byron's handle. And Byron said, absolutely amazing. Delicious peanut butter taste mixed with a chocolate coffee taste. Smooth as heck. And Byron gave it a 5 out of 5.
Yes, he did.
So with that being said, I think
Yeah.
that's one thing to kind of point out is I almost forgot that this was a porter. You know what I mean? Like
What did you think it was?
Well, I'm just saying, like, there's not a whole lot of coffee flavor coming through
Well, yeah.
because it's overpowered by the others. So what I'm saying is, like, from a stout porter perspective, is like usually you're like coffee plus do, or this coffee this. This
Yeah.
one, it's like it's not mentioned in the top 5 at all.
Yeah, so
Right.
I wonder really whether when they brewed this, whether they used a lot of chocolate malt to get the chocolate flavor, or whether they actually put chocolate in it to
Into
get
it,
the
right.
chocolate flavor. Because I feel like if they put chocolate and they put peanut butter, that's definitely overpowering anything from the hops or from the malts that they used.
I also feel like if we didn't, obviously we knew the beers that we were getting before you guys went and picked them up, but if we weren't getting this beer, I feel as like you would have probably had this one on tap there. This would have been maybe the one that you would have went with, Chris, right? Maybe not
Yeah.
you, Tyler, but
Yeah, I mean, we knew we were getting it, so we obviously stay away from it. So it's hard to kind of predict that. But that's just one thing that I'm kind of like picking up as we're going through this episode. Is I'm like, wait a second, this is a porter, and I'm not getting a whole lot of coffee off of it. I'm not getting that, but I am getting like that deep dark roast, like that chocolate roasted malt.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry to digress. I apologize.
No, absolutely. So out of 5 bottle caps for our ratings, I am going to give this one a 4.25.
Okay. For myself, as previously mentioned, not a big fan of peanut butter.
I don't think I heard that.
Was that previously mentioned?
I think it might have been once or twice.
All right.
But I do think for what they're going for here, it is a very, very, very good beer. I'm going to give it a 4.
Nice.
That's impressive. Yeah. So for myself, I'm going to give it a 4.25. I think that a lot of us, minus yourself, Brent, we're probably between that 4.25, 4.5 looking.
Yeah.
Producer Cory gives it, again, started more like a 4.25. But as it warmed up, he wants to give it a 4.5. So, if you added a little bit more like maybe a Madagascar vanilla or something, maybe bumped it right up
A little lactose in there. Boom.
Yeah. But again, a solid beer, and this is probably one of our better ones.
A very, very good job on this one.
That we've rated on the podcast for season 3.
Yeah, I would say so. So overall, that's going to give us a team score of 4.25, which we are not rounding at all. That's
great, right?
Well done. Done.
So that concludes the review of River Run and the beers provided for today's episode.
Absolutely. So you know what I have to say?
Yes.
I want candy. So what we're going to do is we're going to discuss our favorite candy and chocolate bars coming up next.
So inspired by the Nutbuster and its infusion, if you will, of peanut butter cups, and by the way, very good beer, within the porter, we may have a little sweet tooth going on, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
So.
You're telling the story.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm going to pose 3 questions. First one is, what is your favorite type of chocolate bar? I'm going to answer myself. I'm going to answer my own question.
Yeah, you go first.
Yeah, absolutely. You lead this.
Yeah. If any brewery out there would like to make a Mars Bar Stout, I would be all involved with that. Let's just go that route. Yeah, Mars Bars for the win. Tyler?
I don't know the heck
There's also been a fly flying around for the last 5 minutes.
No, there's little moths sometimes. They appear. Don't worry about it.
You should probably get that fixed.
We'll move someday. So I struggle with this one a little bit.
Me too. I've struggled a bit.
Yeah, like I go between a bunch. I have a really good story for Kit Kats. There's memories attached to it, right?
Yeah.
I think my number 1 is going to be Rolo.
Rolo.
That's a good one.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with Rolo. I also like caramel, but they're the same thing. They're just just square and round. There's not a lot to them, but yeah, caramel, Rolo would be kind of like 1A, 1B. And I love the ice creams of the Rolo.
The Rolo ice cream.
The Rolo ice cream is
Yeah.
fantastic.
It's true.
So those are going to be my 1A, 1B. I know I'm kind of cheating off of it, but I've got some good stories about other chocolate bars too, but I'll tell those offline. If you want to hear them, too bad.
So I very much enjoy the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, and I think that is my favorite chocolate bar. I was very thrilled. So I don't eat chocolate bars very often. I was very thrilled when they increased the size from 3 Reese's Peanut Butter Cups to 4 in a pack. So that is my favorite type of chocolate bar.
So it's funny you say that because every Christmas I've started a tradition with my wife where I get her the half-pound Reese's cup and slam that into her stocking. Or Santa does. It's complicated. He delivered a beer once to us. It was pickle. We started a friendship. But the half-pound chocolate peanut butter cup. Now that I know that you like that, Chris, maybe you'll get one for Christmas.
So is that a one sitting thing, or can you?
Oh gosh, no.
Okay,
that is like you get
It's literally a half a pound of chocolate peanut butter.
you get the knife out and you split that into sections. And if you're polite, you might get some because I don't get enough. I should,
right?
But she'll cut up little pizza slices on this thing, and you can slam that. It's good.
Jeepers.
Yes. So Producer Cory coming in here. Kit Kat just nearly beating out the O. Henry, but honorary mention to Rio Thompson's.
They have Stratford.
In Stratford, that is correct, yes. Actually, like about 17 steps from my office. Has an unreal chocolate peanut butter egg. Yep, haven't tried that before.
I have. It is really good, but it's interesting that Cory picks the O. Henry as the one beating it out. As we all know, the O. Henry looks more like a turd than any other chocolate bar.
Yeah, or the Mr. Big too.
Mr. Big, yeah,
looks like a turd.
I mean, there's like chocolate bars out there that you probably haven't had that are like U.S. brand, like whatchamacallit.
Right.
Yeah, they're delicious as well, right?
Or like the ones you get at Dollarama. Like, you ever seen like the really off-brand ones at Dollarama?
No.
Try one of those sometime. But it's a reason why they're off-brand.
Yeah.
Kit Kat is a good choice. I love a good Kit Kat too.
So the story I had behind that is we used to run the booth for one of the baseball associations, like my parents did, and they got all these chocolate bars and sour candies and all that stuff, and we stored them in our basement. And the off time, as a child, you don't know any better, but you just go into that room, you grab Kit Kats, you just take a little off the top.
You were eating them out of profit, weren't you?
Absolutely. So my sister and I, we would go ahead and we'd grab it. And you split. You got 4 Kit Kats, so you split it down the middle. We took a break.
Yeah.
We took a break.
Take a break.
I took 2. She took 2.
Skim off the top.
Not a big deal. Maybe it was 3. I don't know how many it was. But, I mean, we probably lost profit on that. And that's why they only did it for like 2 years to run the booth at the local baseball association. But let me tell you, Kit Kats were a hot stall.
They were trying to figure out why the balance sheet didn't add up. Anyway. Okay, so candy. What's your favorite type of candy? Myself, never going to go wrong with a nice little bag of Maynard's Fuzzy Peaches.
Oh, yeah, that's a good call.
You son of... Yeah. I'm the same.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with it. That's for serious.
I love Fuzzy Peaches. You can also toss in the watermelons.
Yep.
I'll go hand over fist for those. So, Fuzzy Peaches are kind of my way. We usually get Sour Patch Kids too, which just so happens to be Cory's favorite is Sour Patch Kids. Good. It's a good travel kind of snack to have, and especially because there's different. Like you can go tropical, you can normal Sour Patch Kids. There's a lot of variety.
I think they got like lemonade ones now too.
I like that. So that's Cory's and mine.
What about Chris's?
So I think I need a ruling first. Chocolate covered almonds. Is that candy?
That's chocolate.
But it's not a bar.
I'd go candy. I go candy on this because it's not a chocolate bar. It's not a chocolate bar.
But it's not a candy.
It is a candy.
No.
What is it then? It's in no man's land.
It's a nut and chocolate. That's not candy.
It's not a chocolate bar. We have a discrepancy.
You know what? Instagram will tell.
Yeah, we'll put it to the listeners. I'm going to say that that's a candy, and that is my favorite type of candy.
What's your number 2 choice in terms of favorite type of candy?
Skittles.
Thank you. All right,
I was waiting for you to be like, I like chocolate covered peanuts. Just a good
Chocolate covered raisins.
Just a good handful of peanuts covered in chocolate. Chocolate covered pretzel.
All right. So candy or chocolate bar? Which one are you picking? If you had to pick one, what are you picking? I'm picking candy.
You know what? I'm gonna go chocolate on this one because it also is an ice cream, and ice cream will be my top tier.
Yeah, I'm going chocolate bar because, like the gummy type of candies are not my favorite. I would definitely go chocolate bar over that kind of stuff.
Producer Cory loves the chocolate.
There you go.
All right. Well,
3-1.
That's all, folks.
And you're on a lonely little island.
As per usual.
All right. Well, that's candy talk.
That is.
That's chocolate talk. We'll be right back with our farewell. All right, that is going to be it for today's episode. We got an oxygen tank out here for Brett. He's been running a lot this episode. Brett, you doing okay?
They do say life is a marathon, not a sprint, and yeah, I'm feeling that.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you made it to the end of this episode, much like our listeners, so thank you for listening to today's episode.
Yeah, keep on listening every other Thursday as the Craft Beer Connoisseurs release a new episode, and on our off Thursdays for a producer special.
And make sure to tell your friends, family, and your favorite running partner.
I thought you were going to say chocolatier. So
I was going to say Nutbuster, but I didn't.
So from all of us and producer Cory, thanks again, Cory. I'm Tyler.
I'm Brett.
And I'm Chris, and together we're the Craft Beer Connoisseurs.